In this video, we are learning how to play A Minuet for Mr. Bach's Children, which is from the Piano Adventures 2A lesson book. Today we are in the Piano Adventures Level 2A lesson book, and we will be learning A Minuet for Mr. Bach's Children. This is an arranged version of a very popular minuet that you have probably heard in the past. What is a minuet? A minuet is a dance that is always in 3/4 time. This minuet uses a simple rhythm pattern over and over. That rhythm pattern is ta, ti, 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 ti. Or here they say walk, running, running. Can you find places within this piece that have that rhythm pattern of ta, ti, 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 ti? Go ahead and take a moment and go through the piece and mark all of the measures where you see that rhythm. The first occurrence is here. There is another occurrence here. There are 3 occurrences, every single measure in that line. There is another occurrence here. There is another occurrence here, one here, one here, and one here. You can see that most measures in this piece are going to use this rhythm pattern. So let's make sure that we know how to tap it really well. It's ta, ti, 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 ti. Do it with me. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, ti, 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 ti. Great. Now, looking at the basics for this song, I don't see any accidentals in the key signature, so there is nothing there that I need to worry about. But I do notice that there is an F sharp that shows up in the course of the music. Also, looking at the time signature, I see that 3/4 time that's mentioned that all minuets follow. Finally, looking at my starting position, I notice that my right hand 2 starts on this note, which is D. You can write that in there. And my left hand 3 starts on this note, which is G. Looking at the piano, that puts my hand position like this, which makes my right hand thumb on middle C and my left hand thumb on the B right next door to it. The first line sounds like this. A word of caution for this piece, you want to make sure that you are not hitting the staccatos too hard. Just like we worked on Little Llama and Mama Llama in the technique book, you want to stay very close to the keys so that it's a nice delicate staccato. Let's try this together. Line 1, we will start after 3. 1, 2, 3. Do with that rhythm? Ta, ti, 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 ta, ta, ta. And how did you do with the staccatos? If you feel that you would like to practice it with the modeled video, again, go ahead and go back to do that. I'm going to move on to look at measure 2. In measure 2, it's very similar, but we're starting 1 note up higher. In this measure, there is a crescendo, so I should be growing louder by 1 degree to reach mezzo forte from where we've been at mezzo piano. Let's try this line together beginning on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great. For the next step, I would like to put both of these lines together, beginning with the very beginning of the song and playing the entire first page. 1, 2, 3. Stay close to the keys. Crescendo, still close to the keys. Great. If you would like to pause and do that again, you can. I'm going to move on to line 3. Line 3 has its own rhythm pattern. We're going to play ta, ti, 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 ti in every measure. Here is how the entire line sounds. And we're going one measure further into the next line. This line is made up primarily of steps. So if you look at the direction of the music, that will help you with reading it. We start on C and we go up, down, 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 up, down, 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 or up, and then we skip and skip back up. Go ahead and play it with me. Keep your eyes right on those note heads. We're mezzo forte at this point, starting on 3. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. We are now going to move on to the ending, which begins with what we played in the first 2 lines. So let's begin at measure 9, which is the second measure of the second line of page 2. And we will play all the way through measure 12. This is just like the beginning, and we start mezzo piano, beginning on 3. 1, 2, 3. Growing louder, mezzo forte. Great. Looking at the next part, we begin like the top line of the second page. Going to go up, down, 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 up. So this time we will stay with all steps. Let's try that together beginning at measure 13. Beginning on 3, we are mezzo forte at this point. 1, 2, 3. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Notice also that there is a ritardando at the end, which means that we will be slowing down and pulling out those last 2 measures. What I would like to do now is play the second page. So we're going to begin at measure 5 and play the entire page 2. If you would like to pause and work on any of these sections and come back to this at another time, you may do so. Make sure that your hands are in place beginning at measure 5. We will begin after 3. 1, 2, 3, mezzo forte. Mezzo piano. Crescendo, mezzo forte. Ritardando. And now you know everything that you need to know in order to move forward and practice a minuet for Mr. Bach's children to perfection. Here is your practice plan to master a minuet for Mr. Bach's children. You should practice this piece for 5 to 10 minutes a day. At first, practice it in the sections that we learned it in until you feel like you have mastered each of those individual sections. And then you can combine it into a whole piece. Now let's talk about what mastery means. When you master something, it is so much more than just playing the notes. Mastery means that you feel confident, you can play it with ease, and you can play it accurately and with precision. Here is your checklist of things to review to make sure that you are approaching mastery. You did it. You made it to the end of this video. Great work and focus on A Minuet for Mr. Bach's Children, and good luck mastering the song in your practice.